Go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Spells and Stripe podcast, the only podcast with someone who just now saw Amphibia.
It's been how long? This might have been like the longest running gag we've had. I keep asking you, hey, watch Amphibia. You're like, yeah, I'll do it later, eventually. Go home. This is my voice, apparently. No, and you never watched it. And I just kind of, and then we finally did. You finally watched Amphibia, and I'm pretty sure you've talked about it more than I have now.
I, I
If,
mean, I still
it
think
feels like
you've
every
technically talked about it
conversation
more because you've talked about it in like videos and stuff.
Yeah, but it feels like every
I have a lot
conversation,
to say.
we've had, you find a way to be like, "Hey, you know, Amphibia? That's a show that exists. Am I right, fellas?"
It, yeah, and that's gonna stay happening for like an extra week until
Yeah,
I finally cool down from
yeah.
this
If you guys want to know
because
how big Robin is in Amphibia right now, we are recording this episode literally right after last week's, the one about Genshin with our friend Corin. Like literally right after. Like maybe 10 minutes have passed since we did that recording. We just couldn't wait. Robin
yeah,
just
we sent her
needed.
to the dungeon.
Yeah, yeah. She's currently being tortured for her crimes. Uh, Robin just could not wait. We need to talk about Amphibia right now. But let's wait a bit and ask the question of the week.
Okay. Question of the week. Um, what is a character in a what's it? A character from something that's not underrated, but the character themselves is underrated.
I have.
Thanks. Word that
I
correctly.
let me look at my favorite character list because I know there's some that I can say.
All
Um,
right.
Benedict kind of comes to mind. But Kirby fans love him, but uh,
Yeah.
if you didn't know, it was like I think it was the year or the 2 year anniversary, one of those two, of Sora being revealed for Smash Bros. And for some reason, that equates to everyone who doesn't like Sora is like a massive Banana D fan. They think, oh, you think this garbage character will should have been in the game? No one said that. No one was talking about Banana D. And also, apparently, if you like Banana D, you're a pedophile. That's genuinely something I've seen.
What the fuck?
I'm not even
What the
joking.
fuck?
I'm not even
What
joking.
the fuck?
I'm
What
not
the
even.
fuck?
Yeah.
How
Uh,
does
you like this innocent character? You're a pedophile. um.
that? What the?
The internet. Um.
Oh, that is extra level. Like, all I've heard about Bandanity was Goomba on a stick. I'm like, oh, that's plenty toxic. I'm sure it can't get any more toxic than Goomba on a stick.
You innocent little fool. Um. I'm looking at my favorite character
Twitter
list.
is a hellscape.
It is X. Sorry, X is a hexscape. Um.
I think it's just called X now.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry for dead naming Twitter.
Yeah. High Five Ghost from regular show. No one talks about him, but he's a really funny little guy. Um. That's my answer to the question
That's
of
a
the
good
week.
answer. It's a good answer.
So
It's
what's
like a
yours?
second Family Feud. I'm currently thinking about that. I was gonna say an amphibia character. I'm not actually sure which ones are considered underrated.
You could honestly make an argument for anyone that isn't the three girls. No, I would say Hop Pop, Sprig, maybe Polly, and Andreas. They're all really popular in the fandom. Um,
All right, well,
but
I'm a big Grime fan.
you know what? I would actually say Grime would count. Grime is definitely a character who kind of gets like sidelined because
I'm a big Grime head.
I love Grime. We'll get more into. Should we just start? Should we just start? The
Yeah.
amphibious.
Spoilers for all of Amphibia, by the way.
Yeah,
I'm not
all of
holding anything
Amphibia.
back.
If you have not seen Amphibia, you should, and you should stop watching this podcast right now.
Yeah.
um, so let's just start at the
Yeah.
beginning.
Amphibia.
No, okay, go.
No, say what you're saying. That sounds more interesting.
Uh, let's start. Like, what did you know about the show before watching it? Because obviously you're aware of it because you're my friend.
Right. Um. So I technically saw like the one episode of Amphibia, which is the one where Hop Pop, and the rest of the kids get super sick. I there also might have been another episode that I saw. I can't tell if I just saw the episode or if the plot was just that predictable.
I thought
But
you
it was
said you
like,
saw like the entire first season. Am I wrong?
no,
Okay.
no, I saw like an episode of the first season. I
Okay.
didn't even see yeah, most of it. I was like 99, I'd say like 90% blind to the show.
Okay.
I've seen some clips. Like obviously, I I, I knew Sasha. I knew the three girls lived. I knew Sasha almost killed herself one time
Yeah.
and was also bi.
Yeah.
That was it. That's all I knew about Sasha.
I mean, so basically the two things I mentioned in my amphibia, my Marcy Wu video.
Yes. Marcy, I knew she was. I know her. I knew her deal. She, she's one of your favorite characters, so it's pretty obvious what her personality is going to be like. Um,
But I have types of characters. I just like, yeah, you can just tell like that's a
yeah,
striped character. We'll get to Marcy soon. Um,
yeah. If I like watched Amphibia like before you did or something, and I saw Marcy, I still would have been like, oh, Stripe would. Yeah, this is Stripe Core, absolutely. Like I don't even need like you telling me. Just watching.
Again,
But
she's
let's
very
talk
similar
about
to
that.
like Entrapped or Peridot. So
Yeah.
two more very
Um,
striped core characters.
I also knew that she got badly injured and became Darcy. I was
Yeah,
vaguely aware of Darcy. I knew King Andreas was bad. I did not know about the core specifically, though. I will say that.
yeah.
I knew that Anne and the Planters eventually would go to Earth, and um, I knew the general like characters of the main planters.
Yeah, you knew of Sprig, Polly, and Hop Pop,
Yes.
and you knew that Hop Pop
Yes.
died in very very tragically.
Yeah. Hop Hop dies. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so sad.
Yeah. I cried.
Yeah. Um,
Um.
I really cried when he turned the camera and said, uh, "Sprig, Polly, the episode of this podcast is sponsored by Raycon Shale Legends. If you want your own pair of headphones, go to the."
Could you imagine if like cartoon shows and anime started doing sponsors like YouTubers do,
I would love that.
and just turns like front faces the camera and is like, "Let's
Today's
talk about
video is
HelloFresh. I've been eating all these bugs. Now it's time for me to order some real food with HelloFresh. Use the code Amphibia to get 20% off your first order."
I mean, they've done that in the past with like one of my favorites, like a Jimmy Neutron car commercial, um, which is the last canonical non-game appearances of all those characters besides Sheen.
Because of the
Be-
fucking game. Or wait, no. Oh, not Planet Sheen.
yeah, yeah. The commercial released after the main show ended, but before Planet Sheen started. So this is canonically the last time we see any of those characters that isn't in a video game.
And like, do they all like get hit by a car at the end?
No, I actually do think Cindy gets hit by a car or something. I think something bad happens to Cindy. So as far as I'm aware,
Listen.
Cindy is canonically dead in the Jimmy Neutron universe. You know, I think like Jimmy she like snips to him like, ah, Neutron, what are you doing? And then I think Jimmy like turns into a cube or something. So yeah, so as far as I'm aware, Cindy is canonically dead in the Jimmy Neutron universe.
Oh, that's epic.
Yeah.
I hope they add her corpse to All Stars Brawl.
So, anyways, Amphibia, am I right, gamers? God, I have so much I want to
Yeah,
talk to you about the show. Um,
yeah. Okay.
I think we should
I
start with
guess I
season
should
one.
tell like
Okay, no, go ahead. Sorry,
okay.
sorry. Go,
I
go.
I guess I should state like my general opinions on the show, just to
Yeah,
clarify. Um,
you hate it.
so yeah, I fucking hate this show. That's
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
I started season one um thinking like I literally wanted to plan it so that it would finish like in a time where it's like, oh, we can, dedicate a podcast episode to this. Let me finish it. Let me plan so that I'll finish it, after the Genshin episode. I was like, I literally thought it'd take. So I was thinking, oh, it'd take like 2 weeks. It took 4 days. I watched all of season three in one day.
Yeah, I was really shocked. Like, how did you finish it? It hasn't even been a full day yet.
Yeah, I literally started watching at 1, and like I did fall asleep, but like then I finished it at like maybe like 6 p.m. And like I had to go to class that day, and I was literally watching it in class because like fucking gotta watch fucking
I gotta
watch
see Hop Hop
Amphibia.
die.
Yeah. So I liked it. I
You
liked it a
should.
lot.
Um,
It's a good show.
what do you think of season one? Because season one is very divisive in the fan base.
Uh, season one, I understand why people don't like it. Honestly, one of the show's biggest strengths, the two of the show's biggest strengths are its characters and its comedy. I think season one is funny. I think it really helps flesh out the characters. And like obviously, yeah, like in the season three when they're doing like the epic battles and stuff, like obviously like that's cooler. But there is something really cool to say like, oh, it's Wally, it's the little goth girl, it's the old lady. I've watched like several episodes dedicated to exploring these characters and their personalities and their backstories, and now I get to watch them. Now it's all like culminating in this cool final battle.
Yeah, I actually really like the side cast. It's just I like the town vibe. I mean, it's Town of Frogs. I like the Town of Frogs. Okay, um,
The side cast is so good.
yeah, it's a really fun side cast. Um, honestly, kind of one of my biggest problems with season two and especially three is you don't see a lot of them. Uh, especially three. We'll get to season three sooner or later. Um, uh,
Yeah,
so
I do. Yeah,
go.
I do think season three kind of balances out with you get more side characters to explore. In season two, kind of not as much, but season three, like you get to see more of Anne's family. You get to see some Earth people, and yeah. But I think there was literally a part where I was like, well, he's gonna show up again, right? He's gonna show up again, right? Shout out
Yeah,
to my
you
boy
don't know.
One Eyed
Wally just
Wally.
takes over the show. It just becomes the Wally show.
Dude, honestly, One Eyed Wally spinoff when
No one cares about One-Eyed Wally.
One Eyed Wally over yonder. I'd watch that show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the sidecast was all really solid. I even like silly characters that I thought were just gonna be like one-off bits ended up being like really fun characters. like Mayor Toadstool, Toady, little goth girl whose name I can definitely remember.
Um,
Um,
uh, 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 Maddie? That sounds.
I think Maddie. Maddie sounds right. I thought Maddie was fun.
Oh yeah,
I
it's
liked One Eyed Wally.
Maddie. Maddie.
Yeah, Maddie. Um, I liked the old lady.
Mrs.
I, I
Croaker.
I liked I liked the guy who makes the statues. Who got really buff.
Uh, what's his name? The Gunther, I think.
Something like that. There's a lot of names. I'm not too good with names. I promise I like the characters. I'm just bad at names.
Yeah, no, no. I've been with this show for over a year, while you've been with it for a week. So it makes sense that I'm gonna know more than you.
Yeah, yeah. But it's all fresh in my memory, so. But how fresh can my memory ever truly be, you know? But yeah, I really liked all the side characters. I and also I think everyone was really funny. Like usually in a show like this, there's gonna be like a few like gag characters where it's like, oh, I don't really know if just your jokes will land. I feel like everyone had bangers. This show had
What do you
bangers
think
only
about
jokes pretty much.
What do you think about Polly?
Probably season one was kind of leaning towards like mid, like I think the joke was like she was almost written like a side character, but was given like main character attention.
I can see that. I
Uh,
can see that.
yeah, and it's I don't know. She's not as good as the other planners in season one. However, later on when she gets Robo or Frobo, I
Frobo.
think then she becomes and then she gets like all becomes like a tech nerd. I think that's when I really started to actually really like her character, and she became like, okay, you're as good as the other planters. I'm a big Frobo fan.
Frobo is voiced by the creator of the show.
Yeah, good for him. He had a good
Yeah.
show.
Yeah. Woo. Yeah. Wahaha. Um. What else about this wonderful little magical frog show?
It's like you're trying to think of all the questions to ask before you inevitably ask about Marcy.
Yeah. I'll say Marcus to the end. Um. Actually, let's talk about Sasha, because I've noticed you kind of roller coastered your opinion on Sasha. From the little things you've told me.
That is true.
Yeah. Like,
I
uh, when you like right before you finished the first season, I said asked what your favorite was, and you're like, "Oh, my favorite character is Sasha. My favorite episode's the one with her." Um, and then when we got to the actual final episode, you're like, "Oh, I kind of hate Sasha actually, because of how manipulative she is." And then I sent you fan
yeah
art of like at the end of the show. I sent you fan art of like amphibia characters dressed as uh, Undertime characters, and you said, "Oh, I'd probably pick the Sasha one if I was to make his PFP." So, what's your Sasha? What's your Sasha? What do you think about Sasha?
it's really oh and we are back. We had a little bit of a
I died.
we
I
died.
actually died.
Yeah.
I'm still dead. I'm
Yeah, on
currently
my end all I could
con-
hear was just like
contacting
just
Robin from the Void. Um, because even death can't get me out of this podcast.
nope. Not until you fulfilled the entirety of the blood contract.
What was the blood contract?
What was the blood
Yes, that's what I
contract?
said.
Uh, you should have read it. Should have, made sure you knew. Make sure you read your contract before you sign, kids.
Cool.
That's
So
the
tell me what
story
I
of
missed.
the
Tell me what it
day.
was. Tell me what it said.
Um, yeah, I can totally improv an entire contract right now. Basically, you just you have to keep recording a podcast with me once every week until I say you can stop. And if you don't, then you'll go to super hell,
Epic.
like in Supernatural.
I love Goku.
That's not close enough. All right, so I was talking about Amphibia,
Uh,
the worst show of
yeah, I
all
hate that
time.
show. Got bad show.
Yeah. It's been like a few hours, but that's already been enough for me to decide that actually, no, I actually hate the show.
Yeah.
I, no, I'm kidding. So we were talking about
Goku.
the three main
Yeah.
girls. We were not talking about Goku. Marcy does go Super
I mean, all
Saiyan.
of them do.
Or not Marcy. Yeah, yes. I meant Ant, but then I said Marcy.
Because she's the best one.
Yeah. I don't know if I personally agree, but I can. But honestly, they're also like top tier. Like, if I had to rank them, I would all put them. I would put them all in S.
True.
Actually, I don't even know if I know your opinions on Sasha and Anne, because you always just talk about Marcy.
Um, should we go back to what you were trying to talk about before I died? Your thoughts on Sasha specifically. Um,
My thoughts on Sasha
yeah.
specifically.
Because
I
as
think
I mentioned, you roller coastered from I love, I hate, I love.
at first I was just like, oh, Sasha is like, because every Sasha was like the most like mainline story you get in season one,
Yeah.
where it's like, oh, what's the deal with her? I want to see more of this. I want to see what her character is like. And then like once you're like, oh, she's like really mean to Anne, and uh, it's just the way she like manipulated it, just like it felt very like or like a realistic portrayal of like manipulation in a way that was like, man, I don't like her very much. But then she redeemed herself, and I'm a big fan of redemption. So I'm a big Sasha fan now. She's up there with. I don't know if I like her more than Anne, because I think if I think back to it, I think a lot of my favorite scenes it's like because of like Anne's like journey, and I think her arc is like I mean it's the main base of this of the show, and like for a reason because it's really freaking solid. So,
Yeah.
but I also think Sasha's a very interesting character. I think they're all really good characters, as I said. I don't think there's a single bad character in the entire show. I mean, maybe there's like even like I think the worst you get is like some of the monsters are kind of like bland, but like you know that's like it.
Yeah.
I've been also really like the music in Amphibia.
I know you
I
sent me
don't.
music from the show before you even watched it.
It's true, yeah. Um, No Big Deal is currently like the main song that's going inside
It's
my
no
head.
big
Like instead of thoughts, it's
deal.
just
Yeah, it's no big
it's
deal.
no big deal. It's no big deal. Something could be real, bit crazy, but I saw a video. I saw a little mini. That was titled "No Big Deal," but every time they say "No Big Deal," a big deal happens. And it was really
That was like the
funny.
first thing you sent to me, amphibia related. Yep.
Did I? Oh,
And it spoiled like the entire show.
Well, I thought I watched it for the first time, so I guess I
Yeah,
didn't.
no, no, I can literally hear. Keep talking about the show while I find it.
I'm not, um, I so I talked about the characters. I talked about the music. I think the main plot is really good. Um, oh wow, I sent that. How long ago was that? I don't actually want to click on the video by accident. Wow, that was uh that was the fourth month. That was 4 months ago.
Feels like it should have been longer.
You haven't even seen Funny Frog Show, you heathen. I don't remember watching that.
You
It
said
was four
like
months ago.
2 podcasts ago that you didn't even watch the thing. You just sent it straight to me.
That sounds like something I would do. Yeah, I watched it in full, and I was like, oh, it's. I found it humorous.
Epic. Um,
Yeah. What's your thoughts on Anne and Sasha? I only know your thoughts on Marcy, and I guess also Sprig.
I mean, obviously, I love Anne and Sasha. They are very fun characters. Starting with Anne, she's she is kind of the standard like blueprint for a Disney TV show character, Disney TV show like lead. Um, but she's still fun. I like her. Um, I really like that she's voiced by Brenda Song, who I just kind of forgot about ever since like Sweet Life ended. And then I got jump scared when I found out, oh, she's the main character in this show. Um, yeah,
It's crazy too, because Brenda Song does not put on any sort of
yeah.
voice. It's just her normal voice, and she does do a good job voice acting. Don't get me wrong, she does a really good job as Anne. But it's like
I mean, it is a little shocking that like Anne's
she
supposed to be
don't.
like 13 years old, and uh, Brenda I think is in like her 30s, maybe even like 40s.
Oh my God, is
Yeah,
she really? I guess yeah, she'd
yeah.
have to be.
I mean,
Uh,
I'm looking up
Brenda
the exact same
Song.
thing. Uh,
Does he
35
have
years old.
35? Yeah. I mean, shoot, she sounds the same like
Yeah,
she
she
did
sounds the
back in Sweet
exact
Life of Zack
same
and
as
Cody.
Sweet Life.
I don't know. Maybe she is putting like on a bit of a voice to make herself sound younger. That's crazy.
Um, so yeah, I do quite like Anne. She's a really good main lead character. Um, Sasha, I'd probably say is my least favorite of the three, but I still really love Sasha. She's a really fun character. She has probably the besides Andreas, I would say she has the best arc, and Andreas and Marcy, um, of you know learning to not be such a toxic friend, uh, and she suffers from the whole boy that cried wolf. She keeps betraying everyone, but once there's a serious issue, no one believes her. Um, and Grime also helps a lot. Grime is a bit more comedic after season one, but
I'm such a big
I
grime head,
love
dude.
Grime so much. He gets very unfairly ignored by the fan base. He is such a fun character. Uh,
Honest to God, because Amphibia does a lot of fake out deaths towards the end. I think there's each of the main girls gets a proper fake out death, and then there's two more for Frobo, and then also technically Grime. I was so worried about
yeah,
Grime. I
it's not a Amphibia season finale unless one of the girls gets to fake out death. Season one,
exactly.
Sasha. Season two, it's Marcy. Season one, it's Anne.
Yeah, it's season three, it's
Sorry.
Anne. To be fair, she does technically
Yeah.
die, which is epic.
They should have kept her dead.
Um,
Grah.
that would have sucked. As much as people are like, I think they did the but she came back to the life at the end a little bit better than most shows because it's kind of implying that now she's immortal. or could become immortal if she
I
so
think it's
chooses.
more so that like she did 100% die. This is just a copy of Anne. This is the clone of Anne, basically.
Which is an existential
Yeah,
nightmare, but you know.
it's pretty good that they ended the show immediately after this because I mean, granted, there was the like 10-year time skip, um,
Yeah,
but that's not what we're talking about right now.
no. I quite like the ending. I think of the three. I don't. I think of the three shows, the three big ones between this, Owl House, and Gravity Falls. I think this had the best ending.
We can get into that
I
soon.
don't know if that's a hot take
Yeah,
or not.
no, it's um, no, it's not a hot take. I'm not gonna say it's the most popular opinion, but it definitely isn't like wow, really? Because
Yeah,
pretty much for every like three people you see you've seen all three shows, it's very likely that all three will say a different show.
yeah. I yeah. I think Owl House. I mean, Owl House was just rushed, but
Yeah,
I think that was its big problem. But
we
and
do have to
Amphibia
get into
really
the
felt
Owl
like
House
a
versus Amphibia debate later. Um, um,
yeah. I don't know if I wanted.
we
I like both shows a lot.
so anyways, the major thing is
Okay, fine.
we touched on most of, we did what fans do. We talked about the girls and ignored the frogs. What do you think about the Planter family?
Dude, I'm such a big fan of the Planters. I kind of mentioned it. Um, I I really liked I really liked the main three. I really like how how much like they just considered Anne family. I'm such a big fan of the family trope.
I love the found
Uh,
family
just like
trope.
Marcy, just like Marcy
Yeah,
for real on God.
that's literally what you said.
Um,
I'm such a big fan. I love the found family trope.
yeah, yeah. No, I know. I was that was like 2 days ago for me.
Don't
So
worry, I'll get into the Marcy. I'm saving her for last. She'll be the last thing we talk about. Um,
we'll talk about
we will
Marcy
talk
later.
about Marcy.
Um, yeah. I think they're all really solid characters. I mean, obviously, Mission probably was a bit weaker,
Yeah,
but as soon as she got a Frobo, I think that really. I also really like Bessie. Bessie was
Bessie's fun.
for being just like the the
Yeah,
car. Bessie was
yeah,
cool. I'm a big Bessie head. She only really got like one episode,
yeah,
like focused on her, which fair enough. She can't really
yeah.
talk, but I thought that was a really fun episode where she's trying to take care of the
Yeah,
little
I do
snail.
really like the as much as I do, of course, love the story based episodes. I like the little silly one off side stories. Um,
The one-offs really
yeah.
help.
Again,
I don't think the show would be as good without them.
I know this everyone hates season one, but I don't know. I just like seeing these guys just goobering around. Granted, season one is the worst season because
Yeah,
it doesn't have Marcy in it, but
yeah. I mean, I guess I would probably also say that season one is my least favorite, but it's like I don't like saying that because it feels like I don't like season one. I really like
yeah, no,
season
I
one,
love season one
you
too, but
know?
it is the weakest
Uh,
of the three.
yeah, I guess
Yeah,
that's the best way to
not
put
because it's
it.
bad, but just because it doesn't have Marcy in it.
Um, but also I think season two and three wouldn't have been able to shine as much as they did without
Yeah.
season one. I think it was as much as like it's easy to like critique season one for not being season two and three. I don't think
Yeah, no, I still love
season
season
one
one.
needed
It
to
has a
happen
lot
for
of really
season
fun
two and three to
episodes.
happen.
Really got me into these characters in this world. Because season two and three, they don't really
Yeah,
focus on yeah, Wartwood, the town. Um, so it's kind of weird to
yeah,
imagine like what the show would be without the town because it's such like an iconic place in the show.
yeah. The town's
Yeah,
great. Um, I like how One-Eyed Wally is such a good character that they randomly had to bring him into an episode of season two, even though it made no sense. Because they're like, well, we need to have Wally. He's great. And they were right. He
Yeah,
is great.
the show just isn't the same without
Uh,
One-Eyed Wally.
yeah, that's the issue with season three. That's why it's actually the worst one, is because there's no episode that focuses on
Yeah.
Wally.
Voiced by Private and Zigbar.
Honestly, the range that dude has is really
Did,
good.
did,
It's
did you
impressive.
know that Private and Zigbar were voiced by the same guy?
Yes, you told me.
Uh, you know what I mean, idiot.
I didn't know they were voiced by the same guy before you told me.
That's what I meant. Cool. Epic. Um,
I don't actually know all that much about Kingdom Hearts voice actors besides like Haley Joel Osment and Mark Hamill.
Epic. Anyways, so
Um, can I show you how much Amphibia has brain rot in my
sure.
brain? So I don't draw.
Oh no.
I never.
Oh no.
I did an art.
Can I see the art?
Here, I send it to you.
Grime.
I'm trying to. I'm trying to learn to draw, and
No,
so
that
I'm trying
looks
to
really
do
good. Like you really
a
capture the
face that.
style of the show. Even if it's just like
Yeah,
his head. Um,
yeah. I'm trying to do a drawing every day because I'm like trying to like practice and get better at art.
so you can
So I drew a
stop.
few Amphibia
You can
characters.
stop blowing $50 every couple weeks on commissions.
Absolutely not. I have a crippling addiction. I also drew an Anne here. I might put him on screen. I might not,
Yeah,
depending on how
I
much
see the
courage I
Ant.
have.
Um,
Yeah.
it looks really good, but just seeing the tiny little neck just makes me imagine like she's just like got this giant like long giraffe neck.
She does. the, all the main humans have
Yeah,
like really thin necks.
all
It's
the
funny.
humans have really weird looking necks. Uh,
Yeah.
but no, these look really
And then
good.
there's the frogs, which have no
Yeah,
neck.
no, these look really good.
Yeah.
Going back to what we were talking about, Hot Pop just feels like a really you character.
Hot Pop is a very neat character, and he's voiced by
Yeah,
Goofy,
he's
right?
voiced by Bill Farmer, who is best known for Goofy.
Yeah. And obviously, I'm a big
Yeah,
goofster, as we call ourselves in the Goofy
original
fandom.
founder of the Goof Troop.
Um, yeah. Goof Troop
Yeah,
CEO. Um, Hot Pop is a very neat character. I think I mentioned earlier. I called him the funniest character in season one, and that still mostly holds true. I Yeah, he was just consistently the funniest. The main planters.
yeah,
I like in season three when he seemed really convinced that the world was flat. Because he's based in Epic.
yeah.
Um,
Can't believe that they have propaganda in my
and
kids' cartoons.
yeah, I also like. I think the only thing that like consistently made me tear up was whenever Hop Pop talked about the herons.
Oh yeah,
That that got me,
yeah.
man. Especially at the penultimate episode.
I'm really surprised that because that could have been like a really hard to take serious thing of yeah these frogs their parents were killed by herons like that could have been a silly little thing but no that
I think it's
they
because
made it work.
I think it's because they yeah. I think it's because they revealed the herons so late into the show when you've already seen. Oh, there's a lot of fucking monster birds out there,
Yeah,
you know. Um, yeah, so when you hear heron, it's not like, oh, it's a cute little bird. It's like, oh, a fucking heron. That's
yeah.
terrifying. and then you see it with the fire in the background, and it's like, oh
That's
yeah,
during
no,
like one of the most
that's
emotional parts where Andreas is like using his army to destroy Earth.
yeah. That because I rewatched what you said your favorite episode was, and you said the finale of season
Yeah,
two. Um,
we'll,
I
we'll get to the favorite episode because that was one thing you wanted
okay,
to.
because I technically disagree
Uh
because of course I did because I'm quirky.
yeah. I feel like the only character we haven't. Well, okay. First off, and we can get to the second one when we get to the seasons. But final character I want to ask you about is Andreas.
Andreas, I liked Andreas. I think I don't know. I guess um uh, he was fun. I think I almost wish he got. I don't know. I think he was good. I think he
I
was
feel like
good.
you're hiding something.
I I'm just trying to figure out my wording. I think I don't know because I never. I think maybe because I was spoiled on the twist that he was a
I mean, to
villain
be fair,
that
they didn't
it
try to
kind of
hide it. To be fair,
no, they really
yeah,
didn't, which was kind of relieving
yeah.
because I would have felt bad. But I think he worked, but there was all this like intrigue with like Sasha's like Sasha and Grime as like the main villain, but then they're as soon as they're like, oh, King Andres is evil, they kind of just stop being so cringe and it was like, okay, well we're gonna be
I
nice
mean,
now. It's a bit of an
to be
oversimplification.
fair, Grime constantly wanted to like just leave the fight after season two. He was like, "Okay, Sasha, we can't handle this. Let's just leave."
Yeah, which is fair. He was kind of right too. Um, but so I don't know. I thought Sasha was. I guess I knew about like Darcy and all that. I think that yeah, I think there's a lot of solidness there. I think the core was like I think his relationship with the core was very interesting and like oh, it's because of his father, which makes sense for like an evil
Yeah,
king type
yeah.
character. But I don't know. He never really. I don't know. I guess he just didn't really click with me super well.
He clipped
I don't
me. I
know
really
how to
love
say more
Andreas.
than that. Yeah,
But fine.
I also think he was funny, even when he was a villain.
Yeah, that's like one of the better like twist villains where, as I said in the True Colors segment, is he he keeps the whole uh goofy like haha silly guy act like even when it's real he's a villain because that's not an act, it's just who he is, and I like that.
Yeah, I do like the his like conclusion, his ending arc, where it's like actually the more I think I do like Andrews. I don't know why I'm being so like because I liked him when he was Santa. I think that was a really funny bit. I liked his
I
ending
love
arc
the Christmas
where
episode so
he
much.
it's such a good episode. I like him helping out at the end just a little bit with the setting up the
Yeah,
robots.
that's a
I
good
liked the
conclusion for
scene where
him.
he crushed the core.
Yeah, like have
Yeah.
him redeemed, but like
I like that he actually cared about
yeah,
Marcy. I think
I
that's
of course like that too because Marcy, my little child.
I think that's probably the thing I would have liked to see more is some of like Marcy and Andreas hanging out before like
I
the
agree.
twist.
I agree.
Like you see a bit of that.
It,
I think that's like one of the few things where it's like if
It
like
is mostly
they
just
had to make a few
it
more
is mostly
episodes or
just the
something.
introduction of the two. Uh, to, in some of the ending of episodes, Andreas comes to Marcy and like, hey, I need to talk to you about something, and then most of True Colors, and then Darcy stuff.
Yeah, I think if there was like a side episode like where it focused on Marcy and like the king like doing a shenanigan, I think that would have been
Yeah.
fun. But
Um.
other than that, yeah, I think cat it's a really
Really,
solid
really fun
cast.
cast. We'll get to Marcy at the end. So we talked about season one. It's a really fun, a lighter season, but really fun sets up characters well. I like all the stories and all that. What do you think about season two?
Season two was an improvement in every way,
Yeah,
obviously.
everyone agrees.
Um, you start seeing more of the world, which is nice. Get introduced to Marcy, more focus on Sasha and Grime. Um, One thing I really like though is I felt like a lot of the villain of the week things, like the one-off villains, I think they were a lot stronger too.
Yeah,
Like you had the cannibal family, you had the two-headed worm
I'm pretty sure Cannibal
guys,
Family was season one, right?
Olms.
Wasn't
Hmm?
Cannibal Family season one?
No, because they were in the cart traveling, because then the cart breaks
Let me
down,
see.
and then there's another set of cannibals in season one though. You're right.
Which cannibals are you thinking of? For I'm thinking of
The one that Polly goes after in the episode where she's like gets all spookied.
okay, I'm thinking of like the cane toads who run the inn.
Yeah, the inn, those
Who's the
cannibals.
other one then?
That's season two. Uh, they're the guys in the intro when they dress up as like mud people. It's revealed at the end that they're cannibals.
I don't remember that honestly.
Yeah, it, it was a very like brief thing, but yeah. But I'm talking about the main set of cannibals. I think those were fun villains. I think the elms were fun. Because a lot of season one, the monster would just be, oh, there's some motherfucker in the water. We got to deal with that now. Uh, and it's solid, but and there were some good ones in season one, like the parasitic mushroom guy. I think that was season
It
one
was,
anyway.
you know, it was not season
Might have
one.
been season two.
The
What?
Cannibal Family.
Yeah, that was season two. That's what I've
No,
been
no, no,
saying.
no. It's season one.
But no, the Campbell's family is not
Yes,
in
it is.
season one. The main Campbell family is not in season.
It was right before the episode with Wally and Anne talking, where Wally is like tells her about how weird it is to be like a weirdo.
No,
Yes, it is.
no. I think you're thinking of the other set of cannibals.
No, I'm talking about the.
I'm going to Disney
Yeah,
Plus.
I'm going. I'm talking about Night in the Inn. Is the episode? A Night in the Inn is the episode I'm looking at. It's one where, they go to the hotel, and it's revealed. Oh, the cannibals, they trap all the snails. They put like bear traps on the snails, so they can't leave, and they cook and eat everyone.
No, because they were traveling in that episode, so it had to be
But it's
season
season
two.
one. It is the first season.
It's it's. I'm checking this shit. Um, by the way, I liked it in season two how Grunkle Stan was evil.
Yeah, that was a fun episode. Uh,
That was a really fun episode.
Mr. Pines, don't you ever think I was weird that we could be like in a different universe, unaware about the other?
I like how they got the OG voice act, like, because obviously, Alex Hirsch voiced Grunkle Stan, right?
And Zeus. And Schmebulok.
Oh, he's voiced
Yep.
Zeus too. Oh, no wonder Schnabby Log was there.
I'm surprised.
I thought that was an odd
I'm surprised
reference.
he didn't get like Bill and McGucket in there too, because he also voices them.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
I'm
isn't too shocking since Matt Braley, the creator of Amphibia, actually did work on Gravity Falls. So
Oh, I did not
yeah,
know that. That makes sense.
I mentioned it in the Fat Track video that just like how uh, Gravity Falls, Adventure Time regular show, and Over on Wall all branched off from Flapjack. Other stuff started branching off. Like for Gravity Falls, it was Big City Greens, Owl House, Inside Job actually as well, and Amphibia.
Mm. The Flapjack is just the originator of all
Pretty,
things, is what I'm
pretty much.
hearing.
I talked about that in the video.
Yeah, that was many moons
It
ago.
was
So
less than a year ago.
many
I
moons,
remember
many
that because it
moons.
came out on Halloween,
So nearly a
but
year
not
ago.
exactly. So I still win, and you smell bad, and you're stinky, and you're probably ugly.
What do you mean? Probably. You know what I look like.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe you just take bad pictures of yourself or something.
Damn. Fair enough. Fair enough. Uh, I don't have a comeback. I'll just cry about it later. It's all. Yeah.
So, anyways, um,
So I guess I was.
yeah,
So I guess I was wrong about season.
yeah,
Yeah, I guess season one's good.
yeah. So there's not much to say
It
about
all
season two that hasn't been
kind of
said a
blurs
billion times
together.
already.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on Ivy?
Uh, we'll get to it later, but I know Sprivey, the episode is like the most hated episode of the entire show.
Oh fuck,
Yeah,
is it? Why?
I think it's fine, but I do think it's kind of victim of circumstances. Like, uh, we're nearing the end of the show. There's still a lot of things we need to do. Let's have an episode all about Ivy and Sprig dating.
I
Yeah,
thought it was
I think it
cute.
was cute, but it is kind of bad episode timing. But no, it's still a fine episode. Um,
Yeah. Maybe I didn't really react the same way because I already had all the episodes, so it's not like, oh man, I have to wait another week.
yeah,
It's like, oh no, I just have
we'll
to.
get to season
Yeah.
three because there's a lot you can say about that. But
Yeah.
I liked it.
I'm trying to look through the episode list of season
Yeah,
two, trying to find words to say.
I like I like Ivy. She's fun. She's a fun character. Her and Sprague work well together. Um,
Season two is also the Battle of the Bands. There's a lot of really good bangers in season
yeah,
two. I
season
like the introduction of the temples.
season two is really great. Everyone knows
I
season
think the
two is
temples
great.
were a fun like side thing.
Um, what else is there?
Oh, there's the dinner. I really like the dinner episode.
I hate the dinner episode.
No, you don't. It has
That is
Marcy in
correct. I love the dinner episode. Um,
it. Yeah, yeah. I'm looking through the list and it's like, no, no, bangers only.
yep.
Um, yeah. So yeah, season two is good.
I love season two. Season three is a bit of a mixed bag from what I've seen. A lot of people have mixed opinions on it. I like it.
I thought it was maybe even better than season
Yeah,
two. Would you go
I
that
would
far,
not go
or am
that far,
I
but
doing
I do quite like it.
sacrilege? I really like the hijinks on
Yeah,
Earth.
that's
I
fun.
think that was a lot of fun.
Like, what do you think of all the Earth characters, all the humans?
I really liked them. I thought they were a charming little bunch.
I love Mr. Boonchoy.
I think
He's so fun.
yeah, I think the voice actor for the mom was like I don't know. It feels like they got her to do like a line and they realized, oh wait, she has to be like an actual character.
You want to know the reason for that?
I don't know. I feel like yeah, sure.
It's Matt Brady's actual mother.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, oh, makes sense. Uh, you can so I don't know. That kind of took me out of it, but not enough for me to. But also like it was weirdly charming for voice acting. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Wahaha.
but yeah, I think like the museum lady was just basically Miss Frizzle. I think she was cool. Um, I almost wish they spent like more time like really focusing on the characters.
Yeah. I
Because besides the Boonchoi parents and you don't really see too much of them.
yeah, I
So
like all the human characters. They're fun little bit players.
yeah. I really liked. I thought Mr. X was a fun like side
Yeah,
villain,
X is a
especially
fun
because they become cool at the end.
kind of roadblock filler villain.
Yeah. Like a good mix between like comedy and like oh they're an actual threat.
Yeah, not as much as like
Um,
Andreas, but
yeah, yeah, which worked for like a build up to Andreas and the core and all
yeah,
that.
I do feel like the first half of
Um,
season three was is kind of like a hey, I know last season we impaled a child on screen. Let's just kind of calm down for a bit. Let's just kind of relax. Uh,
yeah, I also thought I thought fixing Frobo was probably Polly's best
I
episode because there
wonder
was
why,
Frobo
because
in
you
it.
keep bringing up Frobo.
Dude, I'm a Frobo believer. Yeah, I'm just looking at all the episodes. I liked. Yeah, I'm looking through it all. It's pretty good. I think All In is probably my favorite episode.
Oh, I
So
guess we're doing the favorite episode thing now. Okay.
it came up
Yeah.
casually. I liked All In a lot.
Well, guess what? It's my second favorite episode.
Yeah, that makes sense. What's your third favorite?
Um, the, the easy thing would just be the finale. I would probably have to rewatch the show. Um, to say definitively.
But your actual third favorite is Hometown Road.
Yeah.
Everybody's favorite amphibia episode.
I'm gonna take my
Uh,
horse to that hometown road. Whoa.
Thank you for changing the lyrics so we don't get copyright stricken.
Why? Wahoo! Yeah, yeah.
Woohoo! Yippee!
Yippee! Yeah, yeah.
It's me,
It's a me,
Mario.
Goku.
Yeah. I think
So,
All In is my favorite episode. It has a scene where a person gets Super Saiyan powers because of K-pop, and I don't think of. I think that just defines me, like my what I enjoy in media.
yeah,
So
yeah. No, it's a really fun episode. Not just fun.
yeah,
It's like really emotional. Really, it's everything. It's all in. It's a really great episode.
yeah. I mean, it's the only episode. It's like the longest episode, so it makes
Yeah, I
sense.
think it's like an hour long or something.
Disney says it's 49
So it was an hour
minutes, but I
long
wish it
when I
was an
watched it
hour.
because I watched it as it aired.
Oh,
Yeah,
commercials.
and my sister came in while King Andreas was wearing his like armor, uh, and she was like, "Wow, that's a thick boy right there.
She ain't wrong. He
He
thick.
do be thick though." Smash or pass, King Andreas, go.
I don't know how I would smash.
But
I don't.
freaking 10 foot. Oh, but the 10 foot tall vampire is fine. The 10 foot tall lizard man isn't. Okay, racism.
He is way more than 10
I I,
feet.
I do think they changed his size a lot. Um,
Yeah.
because there's some
I
shots where he's like,
imagined him more as like
yeah,
20 feet.
there's some shots where he's like double the height of the girls, and the other ones were like he can literally put Marcy in his pocket.
Yeah, that's a scene that
Yeah.
happens.
And immediately
Um,
everyone started making like actual like buyable shirts where you have like pocket Marcy.
oh, that's
Yeah.
fun. I guess he just doesn't have a canon height because the wiki is too cowardly to settle on an
Yeah,
answer.
he definitely changed his size a lot.
Yeah. I just kind of had canon him as like 20
I
feet
can see
tall.
that.
So 10 feet seems a little too short, especially for when he's like standing like in the armor. Because near the end they kind of settle on a height.
Well,
It seems like,
okay. Let's
but
forget the 10 foot tall thing. Blue Diamond is like the size of a house, and you smashed her. So
that is a better point. Um, I don't have an argument against the things I've done or said, and that's the end of that.
cool, epic, great, wah yahoo, wah yeah yeah whoa. I'm not okay.
Yippee!
Anyways,
Um, Should we talk about Marcy now?
I feel like there's other things we need. I do feel like we should probably talk about the ending.
The ending felt very like an ending, and it kind of felt like there was like it had like a prerequisite checklist, and it's like time skip check, main character dies sort of check, um, like the actual finale is like, oh
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
you do have to
Then they
realize
all go
that this
Super
came
Saiyan. It's like,
out
yep,
before the ending of Owl House. Um, yeah,
yes, I'm aware, but also
and it is I
both endings.
they are really similar. Yeah, everyone's pointed out how similar the two are.
Yeah, but it's even similar to like which of other shows. It's neither show was the first one to
Yeah,
have
yeah.
that sort of like.
You can have some comparisons to Gravity Falls' finale. There's a lot to like regular shows of all things, um, and so on and so forth.
When talking about when watching All In specifically, uh, the thing I was reminded most of was Phineas and Ferb across the second dimension,
How? Oh, okay, I get it because the robots in the city. Okay, I can see it.
and it's like, oh, there's like all this like, oh, it's like all these characters and all this like, here's like all these like one-off episode characters coming back for like a war against robots
Yeah.
in a big blue portal. There's like a big old building, and then there's
So,
yeah,
what did you think of my favorite
and then there's
episode?
an.
What do you think of True Colors?
Obviously, it was good. Um, yeah, it had Yunnan in it, big Yunnan fan. Um,
You fan of the Yunnan?
me fan of the Yunnan. Yeah, big time. Yeah, I like Yunnan. That's kind of unrelated. Yeah, I think the fights were really good. I think Sprig against Grime was probably Sprig's like best fight in the show, which is fair because he doesn't, he doesn't have too many notable fights. I think that one was fun. It was really fun. A lot of good animations. and finally goes Super Saiyan.
Super Saiyan.
Saiyan.
They knew what they were
um,
doing.
I'm sure. I'm sure I'm the first one to make
I
that pun.
literally made it, and I even said it.
Um,
I'm not the first person to make the pun.
oops.
I, I said
Oh
it
well.
in the video.
I might have stolen. I might have subconsciously stolen that.
Because you're cringe and you're dumb and you smell bad.
I'm at least one of those things. I'll never tell which.
Cringe, dumb, smell
Maybe.
bad,
Maybe. Maybe.
stupid little poopy face,
You'll never know.
little cringe eye.
Mm,
Um,
only time will tell. Like,
yeah. So great episode. I love. Um,
I don't know if there was any episodes I actively disliked. I think the closest I got to that was there was a scene where Hop Hop was like, "Kids, I'm sorry that I used mind control on you." I'm like, I feel like you need to do more than just apologize.
it was a little bit of an
Because I
oopsie,
think,
everyone. I'm sorry. Won't happen again.
yeah, I think each episode ended a little too samey, where it's like one of the planters will be like, "I'm sorry I did the bad thing. I'll promise not to do the bad thing." And everyone's like, "It's okay. We also could have been better at thing." Then everyone hugs. And it's like, it's charming, but
Yeah,
it's just happens a lot of fucking
it's
times.
very much a season one thing,
Yeah, it happens in all the seasons,
but it's
though.
mostly season one. Um,
Yes, yes,
season
definitely.
two. Season two is more so about the adventure, while season three is more so about just kind of at first wacky stuff, and then I'm kind of mixed on like the later half of season two. Um, it's good. There's definitely good in it, but also it feels like it has a very similar formula of Anne and the planters go to a place. They see a old character. They ask old character to help join the rebellion. They say no. Then they fight, and then the character's like, "Okay, you know what? I will help you." And that happens like 5 times in a row.
I mean, that happened like
No,
twice.
it happens several times. Yeah,
No, that's fair. Oh yeah, and then also happened with the and Cat 2.
yeah. Domino two. It happens with Gary, who's
Domino 2.
the mind control uh,
Spore Mushroom
yeah
Man.
mushroom man.
Happens with Lizard McGee.
Yeah, Robin Hood, uh, and then like we finally get to the big final battle, and they're completely useless. Like they don't even focus on the.
Uh, they did they did do some
No,
stuff. Nothing of
it was
interest,
literally
but you
just
know.
okay. You guys just kind of I guess you're there. I guess we're just gonna focus on Anne versus the core and Andreas. Even when Andreas jumps down to like fight everyone, he doesn't even do anything. It's like, "Hi everyone, here's my giant sword." That's immediately cut over to back to Anne and friends.
Mm. I mean, that was like the point right there, just a distraction.
I know, but like, do we have to waste 4 episodes on getting all these characters who are mostly superfluous?
Yes.
I agree. Um, what
Marcy?
I feel like there should be more things we need to talk about before we get to the Marcy. Um, forget. Let's talk about Marcy.
The Marcy incident.
The Marcy incident. Let's just talk about Marcy. Forget. So what do you think about Marcy?
Yeah, if it comes to you, fucking hate her, dude. Kidding. I'm kidding. Please don't leave. I really like her character. I already mentioned that. I already said I consider her S tier. I don't think I'm as big
Yeah,
affairs
no,
are.
no, no, you're definitely not.
I don't think you could expect anyone to be, because I mean that's very much a you archetype. That's not like it's a good archetype. Her archetype. I think she's better than a lot of the characters in that archetype, but that's definitely like an archetype basically built for
Yeah,
you.
I brought up several characters like that. It's like Entrapta, Peridot, Dendy from OKKO, Varian from the Tangled series. Um, all five just so happen to be on my favorite character tier list. Little sussy there.
Yeah. You, you, you know what? You got an archetype, and you like that archetype, and I respect
Yeah.
it. I was kind of worried Marcy would kind of veer too far off into the. this is just like this is just like what happened in Final Fantasy. This is what happens in my video games.
She only did that like once or twice.
It didn't go too far. She does do it a few times, but it doesn't happen nearly as much as like Futaba Persona 5.
Do you not like Futaba?
Um, no, I find it very annoying.
Epic.
You would probably like Futaba though.
Wow.
Um,
Yeah, I find Futaba very annoying. You would like her. Because you're annoying, Stripe.
yeah. No, I didn't necessarily say that, but like, um, she's awesome that archetype you like, but I think she just veers a little bit too much into just like doing the same joke over and over again, which is a problem because Persona 5 is a very long game. But this isn't about Persona 5. This is about Amphibia.
Yes, it is.
And Mercy is very good.
She.
I liked her character a lot. And I did not know about the twist that she was the one who got Anne and Sasha. Like I didn't know that whole bit.
I'm all surprised you
And I
didn't
thought
know
that
that.
was
'Cause that
very.
was a pretty well known thing.
No, all I knew is she got
Yeah.
stabbed
I mean, I'm pretty sure
and
you.
turned into Darcy.
I mean, you did know. You just forgot because I said it in the Marcy video that she was the one who sent them.
That oops. Um man, I promise. I don't know what's wrong with my memory, man.
I'm not
That video
upset.
was a while
I'm not
ago though,
upset.
wasn't
It's
it?
over a year ago.
Oh thank God. For some reason I was like, wasn't that like 4 months ago? How did I already forget? I can't believe it was already was that seriously over a year ago?
Yep.
That's crazy. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I think Marcy was a really solid character. I really liked her character arc. I liked the episode where she was like in the core and she gets out of it. I think that was a good bit.
Yeah. What do
Um,
you think of Darcy?
of Darcy specifically, I think Darcy was a really good concept. I almost I almost wish they didn't want to like save the reveal to the end. Like I almost think it would have been fun if like I don't know if Darcy was a more like prominent thread throughout season 3 because it's like her Darcy and Anne never really interact, and I think that's a bit of a missed opportunity. And it kind of feels like Darcy just kind of happened for like Sasha to show her character growth,
I can see that.
which you know, nothing says let's here's how our character got better at being a friend than having that character fight one of their friends. Um, I mean, not really, but
They were possessed. It's
let the joke.
okay.
Yeah, it's okay to kill your friends as long as
They
they're
didn't.
possessed.
She
I think
didn't
that's what we
kill
all learned today.
Marcy.
That is true. That is true. Um,
You little silly little
yeah,
Billy.
I think Darcy was a really solid concept. I think they had the bit of like, oh, but Darcy kind of has like some of Marcy's traits, and that's kind of lame.
I
Because it's like then you see like, oh, here's your big bad evil threat, eating cupcakes and then falling down like bwomp. It's like that's
I
sure
think it's fun.
it's fun, but I don't know. I just wish I think Darcy could have been extrapolated upon. I think I'm using that word correctly. I'm not entirely confident though. But um, I don't know. That's I don't know. I don't like criticizing shows. I had a really good time with the show. It was the show also really came at like the right time, just for me personally, because I'd kind of just been in a really shitty mood for a while, and I think the show really helped put me out of it, and like like it was like I don't want to get too into it, but like this I kind of needed this show, or maybe not specifically, but something of the quality and like I needed this kind of show, and so I'm really glad I watched it when I did. Even though I know you would probably like it if I watched it, sooner.
Yeah.
Hello.
Um,
Yeah.
I will ask a question. This or Owl House? What would you prefer?
I'm not gonna answer that.
Why not?
I feel like I need to sit on it a bit
That's
more
fair. That's
because Owl House. It's like
you don't want
um
recency bias. I understand.
yeah, because if usually how I decide if I want to which I prefer is which would I rather watch right now? That's usually like the question I ask myself to like, you know, mentalize, my thought process. And I just saw Amphibia, and I haven't seen Owl House since, season three ended. So obviously the show I would want to watch right now is Owl House. But that's not because necessarily Owl House is the better show. It's just because I haven't seen it in a while. Um, that being said, I am rewatching Owl House and Gravity Falls. So,
So what you're saying is Tough
but
Puppy's the best one.
absolutely not. I have no desire to watch Tough Puppy.
I said it was the best one. Now you're saying you don't want to watch it. Wow. God. Die? Death? Murder?
I just Tough Puppy was good, but like you know, not enough frogs. Only one chameleon.
Yeah.
Cringe.
God, so cringe.
Why not a whole city of ohms? Tough Puppy can't compete with a city of
Yeah. Not
ohms.
a single Ohm voice like Whoopi Goldberg. So sad.
Oh, speaking of ohms, I think the worst episode was actually in season three.
Which is.
And that's the episode where they go inside Mother Ohm.
Do they do that?
That shit was gross. Yeah, they go inside her brain and they have to like rub her brain with like remembering cream.
I don't remember that.
It was bad. There's a scene where the where most of the planters and also Sasha get sneezed out of Mother Ohm and they're covered in snot. But then Mother Ohm like tells them the prophecy, so it's like technically a more important episode, even though it's gross. Unlike I don't like gross out humor. It probably wouldn't bother you as much because you watch like Ren and Stimpy,
Yeah.
but it was not for me.
One of the shows I talk about most in my videos is Flapjack. No, nothing hurts me anymore.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I'm very queasable. I'm a very queasable person. So, but that's just a me thing. If it weren't for that little factoid, I'd probably still like it well enough. But they get all covered like Sasha gets covered in like earwax. It's like, there's a scene where like uh, mosquitoes are like sucking on Mother Home's brain. It's like,
I don't
so
remember
that's
this.
probably my least favorite
I
episode.
don't remember this.
Do you have a least favorite episode, or
Not really.
I don't like being negative. I don't know why I asked
Yeah,
that.
again, it's been. I have not revisited the show. This is all based off my own memories. Um,
Yeah, now I'm gonna have to tell you to rewatch it just to be annoying. Just turn the tides. I've got to watch a show for just. It's such a shame that you've seen every show. Now I can't like pressure you into watching any show. Like, oh, what do you mean you haven't seen Over the Garden Wall? It's like, I can't ask. I can't tell you to see Over the Garden Wall. You've already seen Over the Garden Wall. My life's rough, you know.
um, so yeah. Amphibia, great show. Really glad I can finally force you at gunpoint to watch it. Marcy, Marcy,
Marcy.
Marcy. Um,
I guess next is on my list. Guess it's Adventure Time.
I know you really want to watch Adventure Time mostly because of Fiona and Cake, which you physically cannot watch without knowing Adventure Time. It is not newcomer friendly in the slightest.
Yeah, I keep seeing clips of it. Apparently Brian David Gilbert sings, and I'll do anything to hear that man
Yeah,
sing.
I
So
already
if it means
told you
watching
that
all
he
of
voices one of the characters.
yes, but now I know he sings one of the characters as well.
Yeah,
And I'll do anything to hear that man sing. I'll watch an entire show to hear that man sing.
you have to watch two entire shows because you also need to watch the Distant Lands.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it all. Don't.
Adventure Time: The Quest to hear Brian David Gilbert sing.
Yeah, exactly. That's why everybody watched Adventure Time, right?
Yeah. Yeah, even before people knew who Brian David Gilbert was all the kids when they were like 10 years old, they were watching it to know in a decade they were going to have Brian David.
It's like a small little baby watching the pilot. It's like, mommy, I've got to watch the pilot of Adventure Time. It's coming out in just 3 hours. I gotta watch to make sure I understand the lore when Brian David Gilbert sings in like 10 years.
How did they even get Brian David? I know YouTubers can do stuff and stuff, but Brian's not he's not that big of a name, first of all, and nor is he he has nothing related to voiceover or animation or anything. How did they get him?
He was also in Starfield. So I guess he's just starting voice
I guess
acting
that
now.
kind of makes sense for Starfield because it's his main
Apparently,
thing
he
was
was also
the way most people learn about him was
He was
Unraveled.
also Leafy.
So
He was a character called Leafy in a short. He was in a video game called Kraken Academy. Um, he was in Fallout 76 as Peterson.
I knew about Starfield. I did not know about any of these other things. So
He was also apparently in Astiff movie,
okay,
which I did not know.
that makes sense though. That's a YouTube thing. So maybe this isn't as weird.
Yeah.
But I had no
I think
idea
so.
he was gonna be in it. So I was like, oh, that cast
Oh, apparently he was only in one episode.
of what?
Fiona and Cake. I thought he was going to be in
Yeah,
more.
I don't want to talk about it without getting into spoilers, but I was listening to him. I was like, hey, that guy sounds like Brian David Gilbert, but that's not him. And then I could hear him
Yeah.
it really sounds like Brian David Gilbert, but there's no way. Then he starts singing. I'm like, that's Brian David Gilbert, isn't it?
David Gilbert. Still not as weird as when Toby Fox
I knew it.
was
I
in
knew it.
the
I knew it. I knew
Bears.
you were gonna go to Toby Fox. I saw it coming a mile away.
Like, why wouldn't I, I think that was a very surprising moment in history for me.
Un-
Because like at least Brian David Gilbert, like people are aware of his voice.
yeah, I can understand it.
Yeah. Yeah. There isn't too many examples of like non predominantly voice. Like obviously you got like your pros EDs, but pros ED doesn't count because he's an actual voice actor. But like besides that, you don't have too many examples of like YouTubers just randomly showing up in voice acting. Besides like I guess uh that the girl with the ukulele was in Wreck It Ralph too.
If you include movies, this both the Smosh guys were in Angry Birds.
I do remember hearing about that. Yeah. Um, but that was like wasn't that like after Smosh broke up or?
It was like the movie came out in 2016, so
Yeah, I don't remember when all that happened. Do you do you think now that they're back, they're gonna make Smosh the movie too?
no, they hate the Smosh movie.
Which is why they should make another one.
What they should do is end the episode
I think it would be epic. Oh, actually, yeah, that's fair.
because
See y'all
we already
next
talked about
time.
Amphibia, so it doesn't make sense to keep dragging this on. Uh, so bye everybody.
In the uh, next episode, we'll kill a
No, we
frog.
won't.
Bye.